So far we've learned about corals in space and time, but what about the corals that are here and now? While it may seem like scientists know everything there is to know about corals, our actual understanding of their biology is pretty recent. In fact, it wasn't until 1984 that it was recognized that corals spawn at night in mass synchronized spawning events after a summer full moon. And until about the year 2000, most scientists thought that corals were simply too delicate to be grown reliably by humans in aquaria. But advances in lighting technology and a better understanding of the biochemical needs of living coral has resulted in a recent revolution of coral aquaculture. Today, thousands of people are actively growing coral fragments in aquariums thousands of miles from the nearest tropical reef. There are few animals on Earth that can compare to the hypnotic array of fluorescent colors that can be found on corals. It is one of the driving reasons why so many people have been attracted to them. Because scientists didn't start diving in tropical locations until after World War II, few had actually observed living coral colors in the wild. Up to that point, most coral science was done on dead, dry skeletons in a museum, many months after they had been dredged up from the seafloor on a research mission, pretty much the same way that Charles Darwin did. But why are corals fluorescent, and what evolutionary purpose does it serve? We know that the fluorescent colors emitted are the result of special proteins the corals produce that capture higher energy and potentially damaging wavelengths in the ultraviolet and blue spectrum. These proteins absorb some of the energy and then re-emit colors of less energetic wavelengths like green and red. Red wavelengths are absorbed by the ocean very easily, whereas the blue wavelengths are able to penetrate the deepest. It is believed that these fluorescent proteins protect the coral like a natural sunscreen. If you've ever sunbathed on a beach in the tropics, then you're familiar with how powerful the sun can be and just how important UV protection of the skin is. But by being cemented in place, corals have had to come up with unique ways in which to protect themselves from relentless sun, especially in shallow water. Within a single species, genetic variations can produce a wide variety of color morphs, including some that may feature multiple fluorescent colors. Still others might not feature much fluorescence at all, but so far, no one's been able to conclusively show that the less fluorescent color morphs are more prone to light stress or bleaching. It is important to make the distinction between fluorescence, which only happens in the presence of higher energy light like a blacklight poster, and bioluminescence, which happens when a creature like a firefly produces light in complete darkness through a chemical reaction. So corals don't exactly glow in the dark, but they can fluoresce under blue light. In the lab here at Coral Morphologic, we use blue LEDs that are made specifically for coral growth. And while the fluorescence can be observed with the naked eye, the use of a special yellow filter over the camera lens can help eliminate excess blue light and highlight the fluorescent colors. In combination with their tessellating geometric growth forms, the fluorescence of corals has helped attract human interest into learning how to grow these mysterious creatures of the reef. And while the exact evolutionary benefit of these fluorescent proteins are still being worked out by scientists, one could say that it is these colorful ornamental qualities that are helping to drive the formation of a new human-coral symbiosis. Because if humans can protect coral biodiversity through aquaculture and assisted evolution, we may well just save ourselves and the rest of the biosphere in the process.